Hey guys, how is everybody doing? So this is a video I didn't really expect to make. I didn't really plan on making this video, but huge news dropped today on the Scream franchise. So, it's kind of good news, kind of, or bad news, however you take it, or interesting news as I'm taking it. Excuse me. And the news today is that Neve Campbell is returning as Sidney Prescott in Scream 7, and the screenwriter for Screams 1, 2, and 4, Kevin Williamson, will be setting to direct. Now, Kevin Williamson, of course, has wrote 1, 2, and 4 of Scream. He also wrote I Know What You Did Last Summer, The Faculty, Sick that we got last year, and Cursed. He's an interesting screenwriter. I love him personally as a screenwriter. I love almost every horror movie he's involved with. And he will be setting to direct, and this will be his second directorial effort. He also directed like a comedy thriller movie I've never even heard of, but apparently he directed that, but I don't know anything about it. So, if you have not followed the Scream news this last few months, I believe some of this news started happening in like October or November or something like that. I don't really know. Go look it up for yourself. But Melissa Barrera, who plays Sam Carpenter in both Screams 5 and 6, was fired from Scream 7 for social media posts that she apparently put about Israel and all, that whole situation still going on. Or is it going on? I don't know. I don't follow the news really. But apparently she had said stuff on her social media, either her Twitter or her Instagram. Spyglass did not say, excuse me, they did not say anything, and so she was fired for what she said. People were scounging the internet trying to figure out what supposedly she said that got her fired from the project, and nobody can find anything. And then maybe not even a day, maybe like 2 days after that, General Ortega, and then Spyglass came out saying that General Ortega was also not going to be in Scream 7 due to scheduling conflicts, apparently, that she was going to be busy with Wednesday Season 2 to where she would not be available for Scream 7. But that's what they're telling us. That's the rumors that we heard and all that. But we don't really know the truth. That could be it, or paying conflicts, because I believe I saw an article saying that that she quit the project because Spyglass did not want to pay her what she wanted. I don't know if that's what happened or if she just dropped because of Wednesday Season 2. So basically, if it was for Wednesday Season 2, then she left the project way before Melissa Barrera, or maybe she left to support Melissa Barrera. No one really knows. And then after everything going on with Scream 7, then there was rumors that it was going to be a creative reboot. Christopher Landon, who was set to direct it, I made a video on that saying that he was meant to be the director, but with everything going on with the movie, he ended up leaving the project as well. And so this turned into development hell, and for months we heard nothing from this franchise. We heard nothing from Spyglass, we heard nothing from Neve Campbell, we heard nothing from Kevin Williamson or Paramount. We heard nothing for Scream 7. And I like to believe that the majority of us all believed that Scream 7 was dead, that we would not be getting it, and that Spyglass might be ending up selling the rights. No one knew. We did not hear anything. But today, on March 12th, March 12th of 2024, we got the news at 11 a.m. PDT time. We got the announcement that Neve Campbell, aka Sidney Prescott, would be returning, or will be reprising her role as Sidney Prescott in Scream 7. But that's not the only thing that was announced as well. The screenwriter, Kevin Williamson, would also be directing. Now, I'm here to give you my thoughts on this. I'm here to give you my thoughts on the situation, what we should expect from this, or if this is good or bad news, how should we take this, really? And personally, from my point of view, I don't know how to take this. Now, I love the Scream franchise. Don't get me wrong; it's one of my favorite horror franchises out there. The original Scream is in like my top 5 favorite horror movies of all time. I adore that original movie. And these most recent Scream movies, Scream 5 ended up being my second favorite Scream movie. I adore that movie. I understand if you don't care for it or you think it's one of the weakest of the franchise, I understand. But as a personal fan that was a gigantic surprise for me back when that first came out, I adore Scream 5. And then we got Scream 6 just almost a year ago now, or has it been a year? Yes, it has been a year. Just it turned 1 years old like 2 days ago. Like the other day, it had its 1 year anniversary. And I loved that movie too. I loved what Radio Silence was doing with the projects. I loved what they were doing. And I was excited for Scream 7, but of course, none of that happened. But with the announcement of this movie, it has me skeptical. Why did Neve Campbell agree to return? Did they give her the money that she wanted for Scream 6 that she didn't get? Because that's the reason she wasn't in Scream 6, was because they didn't want to pay her what she needed. But I thought Scream 6 was good without Cindy because I didn't really miss her in that movie. But the fact that we got this news now, I just don't know how to take it. I love Scream. Don't get me wrong, I love it. But where Scream 6 ended with the Carpenter sisters supposedly finishing their story, apparently, I don't think that's where I want the Carpenter sisters story to end. I want to see where these new characters were going. Now, I think Scream 5 really set them up pretty good to where I thought they were interesting. I thought they were mostly likable. Then you got Scream 6, which had my intriguement more. And I loved where they were going with that. And now that you got the announcement of this, I just don't know how to feel about it. Now, Sydney Prescott, my favorite final girl of all time. But this just seems that Spyglass is just desperate. I don't know, it's because she returned because the script was great. I don't know if she's coming back because she got the money that she wanted. I don't know why Kevin Williamson would be the first person you would hire to direct. I would have preferred if Christopher Landon would have just stayed, but of course that didn't happen. But I don't know. Kevin Williamson directing is an odd choice, but I am interested to see where they'll go with this. I am intrigued by this. I'm intrigued to see what they'll do. But just what the last two installments set up for this franchise, and now that we're getting this movie, I just don't know. Also, still very unclear if this movie is going to be filming this year, if it's going to be coming out towards the end of this year. It is March. We'll see what happens. I don't know if they have the script done. They did show a post on Twitter that they have the script done and that it says Untitled Scream 7 with Neve Campbell's name stamped across the script. I don't know. There's no news whatsoever. The only news that we have is that Nev is coming back. Kevin will be directing the movie. Now, again, we don't have a release date. We don't know when it will be coming out. We don't know if it will be coming out at the end of this year or beginning of next year. And we also don't know if Courtney Cox will be returning. If they announce that, I wouldn't be surprised because Courtney Cox loves playing Gale Weathers, and that's one of her favorite characters. And I assume she would love to work again with Neve Campbell. I'm pretty sure she would love to work next to Neve Campbell one more time, but we just don't know. The fact that this is the only thing that they're giving us, that just keeps me skeptical. But I'm excited for the movie because it's a Scream movie. But again, I'm cautious because I love those other two, and I love what the other two installments set up. I would love if they came out and surprises us that Melissa Barrera Melissa Barrera and Spyglass came up with a agreement to come back. I don't know, but again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but I'm just not sure. I I love this franchise, but I just don't know what to do with this movie. I would be over the roof if I will say this. If they announced this right after Scream 6 came out, I would be over the roof. Now, the fact that we have all this other controversy with this movie, that is what keeps me skeptical about this movie. But if they announce this before the Melissa Barrera news, all the Jenna Ortega stuff, the Christopher Landon stuff, Spyglass controversy, before all of this, if they announce this, I'd be over the roof with it. I would love this idea. I would love to see that. I'm interested. Kevin directing because his last directorial effort didn't seem to do too well. But I don't know. I just don't know. I'm curious for the future of this franchise. I'm curious for this movie. I'm hoping that it's a solid installment. I'm intrigued to see what they'll do. I'm excited to see maybe this can be like a movie to where it's just focusing on Sydney and her family. I would love to see if they came out and see that the husband of Sydney Prescott, the guy who's just recently in Eli Ross Thanksgiving and who was the cop in Scream 7, not Scream 7, Scream 3, and who was the wife of Sydney. I would love that he came back. But we just don't know anything yet, but this is the only news that we have as of right now. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about this news and what you think this has for the future of Scream or anything else. So let me know in the comments below, or if you're excited for this movie, cautious for this movie, or if you're just gonna boycott it just in general. But I don't know. So if you like this video, like it. If you love to subscribe, hit the bell notification so you will get notified for my latest video. And hopefully I'll have my Scream reviews over here in the corner. Hopefully, so you can watch all those back when I reviewed them last year leading up to Scream 6. Thank you all so much for watching. And of course, until my next video, I'll see you all next time.